Why'd you make me be born into the fandom of the Sacramento Kings?
Because we live in Sacramento. Because I'm a Kings fan, and if I'm going to be a Kings fan, you're going to be miserable along with me.
Dang it. No. I could have been a Lakers fan. I could have been a Warriors fan.
Yeah,
This would be so much easier. Everything would be so much easier. I would take a Clippers fan.
You'd be a Clippers fan?
I'd be a Clippers fan over this. I can't change now. It's too late.
No, you can't. You can't change now.
For the win!
You ready?
3 and 2 and nope.
That was bad.
3, 2, 1. Nope, that was worse. This is gonna go in the video, by the way.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Eastman Sport Report, your father-son coach-player podcast about the San Francisco 49ers and Sacramento Kings. Hi, we're on this side now because my camera died.
Welcome to season 3 where we're trying new camera angles out. So,
tell us in the comments if you like this more than the other one.
Yeah, we're excited. This is actually weird that I'm not looking at him.
Yes.
I'm looking at the camera.
This is a little strange.
This is strange.
Because if I want to talk to you, I actually have to turn now.
Yeah. So let us know if you like it.
Mm-hmm.
If we should. Anyway, yeah, we're trying stuff on season 3.
This is experimental.
Well, welcome to season 3. So this episode here, beginning of season 3, is talking about the Sacramento Kings. So we just did the previous episode we just recorded, talking about
shirts.
the San Francisco 49ers. So we're changing shirts.
I'm
so
still in the same pants. You can't see those, though.
Yeah, you can't
I'm not
see,
standing
you
up.
can't see the shirts I'm wearing, so doesn't matter.
If we get to 100 subscribers, I'll stand up.
Just 100 subscribers.
Just 100.
Whatever.
We have like 13, Dad.
Okay. If we get to 100, sure. Okay. They totally derailed my thought on it.
I'm definitely not wearing pajama pants. It's also definitely not 10 o'clock.
Okay, so this is our nighttime episode of, right. This is what it would be like if we recorded game podcast right after a Kings game.
Yes.
It
Which
would
we have
be-
done once.
We have done,
Mm-hmm.
and we've done it live, but if we were to trade like a whole on 30-minute podcast after the Kings game, you'd get a little more of this the funny side of the Eastman Sport Report.
What we called it growing up is that we're nine-night silly right now.
Yeah.
My brain's a little loose.
Yeah, so this is the 9-Night Silly, and I think you have to be 9-Night Silly to talk about the Kings right now. Because if
I'm going insane.
'Cause if you're not-
I'm going insane.
if you're not 9-Night Silly, how can you actually have a positive attitude about talking
How does
about
any of this
Sacramento
make sense?
Okay, so we haven't had a podcast since July. Back in June. Sorry,
love the
before
Kings.
before the NBA draft.
I love them so much.
And we took our summer break because we'll
I love the idea of the Kings. I hate actually thinking about them. I go, oh, nice. It's a Kings logo. I like that team.
Yeah,
and then
I like the purple.
And then I think about the team and how it's how the team actually is.
You just look back to what it was 2
And I
years ago
cry.
and the original Beam team.
That was
and you're
lightning in a bottle.
and it was amazing and awesome. And now we're stuck with
Dennis Schroeder and Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, who I thought would be traded by now, but he is not.
Okay, so before we get into too much here, off-season power rankings from NBA.com.
Out of the 15 teams in the West, because for some reason they separate West and East.
Which is fine. Okay, whatever. For playoffs,
We are 12th.
We're 12th. And the key question for the Kings is, what's the plan? That's kind of like if you go back to our Niners episode that we just recorded, that's like saying the sky is blue. It's like the Niners are going to draft an offensive tackle with the first round pick next year. You're like, you ask the Sacramento Kings, what's your plan? Now, you just got Scott Perry, so he's basically inheriting a mess.
Yes.
It's not Scott Perry's fault.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. And
Monty McNair just wanted to blow things up on the way out.
Yeah.
In some ways.
So let's go to the draft.
More, I won't.
Okay, the fun note about the draft. I told Max this about a couple of days ago. Did you know, Max, that there actually was 2 Maxes drafted in the NBA draft?
Max stock is going up.
Yes.
Invest now. Name your child Max.
Name your child Max. It is the Maximus
I'll pay
name
you
that you have.
$5.
Yes. So the Kings drafted
This
Maxine.
goes out specifically to my sister. She is pregnant currently. And it would be really funny if she was in labor while I'm recording this.
Okay, so the funny thing is yes, that if we are planning on recording every Tuesday night and posting every Wednesday. So if we didn't say that earlier, we'll post. We're trying to do that for the at least next couple months until he gets into basketball season and when he gets to games
And
on
then that
Tuesday
might
nights.
make stuff messy.
That might things in November. The only things that could get in the way of that is my first grandchild being born. If it's the middle of the week, so it might be late. And there also is a work trip because I do have a work trip outside of this. And I'm going out of the country for a week-long trip. Okay, so the 2 back to Max. There was 2 Maxes drafted in the NBA draft.
That's my name.
One was, of course, the Sacramento Kings drafted Maxime Ranau, who is actually French, and he is played it for Stanford. Center. He's actually trains with Victor Wembanyama, so he's from France. So he kind of practices against. Now, if he could be as good as Victor, that'd be amazing. That's why he's drafted in the second round, though. I don't think he is. The other Max is Max Shulga, guard out of VCU, drafted by the. Is that Orlando Magic? Anyway,
That is the Magic. They have a new logo.
that is a new logo. Sorry, I'm looking and
He's not up to date. Sorry, he doesn't look at Florida news.
Yeah,
I look at team news because I.
So he was
think
number
graphic design's
57,
neat,
number 57 overall, Max Shulga. So there was 2 Maxes done. Thank you. There you go, Max.
but
So
name your child Max, I'll pay you $5. Not a joke.
okay,
Email me. Actually, DM me. My handle is somewhere. I forget where.
it's probably somewhere in the right below us.
Or above us. If we're doing this.
Yeah, who knows where you're gonna put it this time? We'll have to figure out.
Yeah, it's on the
Okay.
wall.
Okay, so Maxime Renaud, the way he played in summer league, he actually started the summer league, the very first summer league game, and came out of the bat and what was it, like 9 or 10 points in a row, like 11
Yes,
points. Like he started really hot, which was awesome and amazing. You always go into summer league type of thing with the thing of you want your players that are the draft picks to not look like it's too big of a moment, like they belong in the league. Maxime Renaud was one of their better players in the summer league team. Now, is going to be one of the better players. I just hope he's a rotational player. Like, is he a good enough player to be maybe a backup to Keegan Murray type of thing? Is he a backup to Sabonis? Of course, you have Drew Eubanks is probably the other backup. So, like, he's competing with Drew Eubanks for backup minutes behind Sabonis right now. But, for a prospect perspective in the second round, I'm happy with that pick. Like, Maxime Renaud,
if he can be a role player, that's a great pick.
Yeah, that's really good. He's kind of a stretch 4. He actually kind of, he can do the DHO just like Sabonis. He shoots the 3 actually really good. He actually has a really good, because he can shoot the 3, like sometimes put on the floor and drive, type of thing. Like as you being a center, that's something that, you could probably work on, learn a little bit from Maxine Renaud.
Yeah, I'm the D6 center I am.
Yeah, 6'1", 6'2" almost. Anyway, so I'm very happy with the Maxime Renaud. So I'm happy with that. Our first round pick is. Remember who our first round pick is?
Nick Clifford.
Yes.
Yes, I got that right.
Okay, good.
I blanked on his name for a second. I'm sorry, Nick Clifford. You did really good. I think you were almost Summer League MVP, right?
If we would have won, he probably would have been.
Yeah.
So Nick Clifford. He was the guy that was always the closer in the games, and you could tell, even though he was the rookie, he was their best player. Like I think Mason Jones might have been technically their best player, but you could see that the way he handled himself and the way the team respected him, he was their best player in summer league. So very happy with Nick Clifford. They got him as a 24th pick. They went into the draft not having a first round pick.
Yes.
And then Scott Perry went, and now there was many rumors of the days before the pick that the Niners wanted to get the Kings were trying to get into the 20s.
Sorry, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So
he goes to sleep by now.
It's past my bedtime. So they actually traded with the Oklahoma City Thunder because the Thunder have too many draft picks. The Kings gave up a future first-round pick.
Yes.
That I think is protected. I think it's maybe lottery protected or something like that. So to get Nick Clifford. So they gave up a future pick to get the pick this year. Which I think is well use of their draft capital type of thing to move up and get in there. So I like Nick Clifford. He's kind of a good defensive but good all around player. I'm interested to see how he's going to fit in the rotation. Because is he like your backup to DeMar DeRozan right now? Is a 3?
I don't know.
Or is he a backup to Zach LaVine? But if you get into the backcourt, you're like, your backcourt is loaded with the Kings. Because you signed Dennis Schroeder, which, okay, we need the point guard, so I somewhat get that. It's not going to, like, move the needle and make us a better team, but it's not going to make us a bad team. Like, he's kind of like, okay, he's a middle-of-the-road average.
We're the Atlanta Hawks.
So you have him and Zach LaVine are your starters. And then you have coming off the bench, you have Malik Monk right now, Keon Ellis, Devin Carter, and Nick Clifford. Now, Nick Clifford, again, could play the 3. He's listed as a guard, but that's the other thing is Scott Perry has not figured out the different or not changed too much from what Monty McNair did, and we still need length and athleticism. Now, I don't give it that Scott Perry's trying. He's probably trying to trade every single player on the team.
Fair enough.
And he can't find trades that are worth it to do that. So.
We're on Kuminga watch still. It is not probably not going to happen in my lifetime, though. Sadly.
Well, maybe in your lifetime.
Not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon.
Please, Warriors, please. You know, nothing good is going to come for you unless you act. Okay. Why would you not trade him is my thing, because he's too good to let go, right? He has a good potential.
But you don't play him.
But you don't play him. And he doesn't want to be there. And you're not. And you're probably
your thing is you want to go win a championship with Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green.
Yes. So why are you keeping Jonathan Kuminga and then letting him become an unrestricted free agent next year?
No, he's unrestricted right now.
He's not a free agent right now.
He's unrestricted free agent right now.
Why isn't he signed with anyone? Whatever. But
if he signs with it, first off, the Kings don't have salary cap space. So they can't sign him outright.
Okay.
And then if they sign him for any money, the Warriors could just match.
Okay. So my thing is, why are you not trying to trade him to get something out of him? Because you know he's not going to stay for long. Because the offer that he's probably is, if he doesn't get traded, is a 1-year offer that's going to make him unrestricted free agent, and then he's just going to go wherever he wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why are you not just trading him and getting at least a decent player out of him, or draft picks that you can turn into something else?
Yeah, and then. You know, if he signs the qualifying offer, it's $7.9 million, and he's only going to get. It comes with a no trade clause, so he has to approve any trade. But then, if you're going to trade him for $7.9 million, you're not going to get much money, or you're not going to get a very good player for him. You know, you're looking at like a Devin Carter player at that point to get for him. That's all you really can probably get in that type of area, like for an $8 million player. And, the Warriors have given him an offer of 2 years, $45 million, but the second one is a team option, which is basically like, here, we'll give you some money. Basically what they're doing is they want to give him a $25 million salary, but then the team, as in the Warriors, have complete control over where they trade him to.
Yes.
So the Warriors want to be in control. They basically want a $25 million player to trade for some future star that becomes available toward the trade deadline, so they can get back and go for title run with Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and players. But
what are we doing?
Kuminga doesn't want to be there.
Okay, my thing is like,
and the Warriors don't really want him. They just want him to trade him. And the Kings are like, well, we kind of want him, but we're not going to give you like everything for him, because we don't know how good Kuminga is. Now, from a Kings perspective, we jump over to the Kings.
Yes.
If you look at the Kings team right now, like the NBA.com just says, what's the plan? Because you have Zach LaVine, who's way overpaid. You have Sabonis, who's a good player, but he's not a centerpiece of the team. He's an offensive hub.
He's
was, be a
but
really
we
good
don't
player.
have another player that was like a De'Aaron Fox type level that can distract offense from Sabonis.
Yeah, so you're like, Sabonis is a really good player. You have DeMar DeRozan, who those three do not fit together. And like they don't. No matter what they do, you're kind of stuck with them right now. But you don't have a fit. So are we just waiting for 2 years for Zach LaVine's contract to run out? And if you're doing that, that is like the ultimate, I don't know, basketball hell. Like, we're mid for the next 2 years. So the idea is that Jonathan Kuminga is, okay, even if you have to give up Malik Monk or Devin Carter and a protected first-round pick, at least you got a player that you're like, okay, can Keegan Murray and Jonathan Kuminga and Keon Ellis become something? So you have Kuminga.
But I don't think Keegan Murray is going to become anything. I think he's going to stay permanently at like the fifth role that like the fifth type of man that you're going to pass the ball to.
But when you brought in DeMar DeRozan, you didn't let Keegan Murray grow last year. So and then if you're going to bring in Jonathan Kuminga, will Keegan Murray grow? You have Zach LaVine who's going to take lots of shots. He's probably going to be your leading scorer, even though
Keegan Murray broke the rookie 3-point record, and then the next year happened. He didn't shoot as many threes.
Yeah,
because we had other people shooting threes, and we go to the next, and then we go to is it already the next year after that?
This is
but Keegan Murray in his second year became this really good defensive player.
This is his fourth.
This is his fourth.
He's had 3.
Keegan Murray in his second season, he became this really good defensive player. He started guarding every single team's best player, and then we barely missed the playoffs that season. And now, in this basketball purgatory that we're in, essentially, he's not shooting. He's still a good defender, but
he's not shooting enough.
He's not shooting enough, and he's just seems less confident in himself.
Yeah.
Aside from aside from last season where he had his 40-point game where he just went off.
That was like a couple of years ago, though.
Was that his rookie year?
It was either rookie or second year.
I don't know.
I think it was the second year. Anyway, like. But, I think it was 47 points or 45, something like that. He had like, was it the game where he had 12 threes? I think it was. He was 12 or 15 in threes. Anyway, the whole idea of Jonathan Kuminga is, okay, Kuminga the big question, could be a difference maker. We don't know because the Warriors don't like to use Kuminga the way Kuminga is type of thing, and it's just not a good fit. So if we trade for Kuminga, it's Malik Monk is a really good player.
Yes.
Love Malik Monk. He's a heart and soul of the team. He's a 6-man candidate.
He's never going to be your number one point guard, though. Like I feel like I've said this with you. I don't know if I said this to the podcast. Maybe I have, but it's also been like 2 months. So, Malik Monk when we were on the Beam team and we were having that stretch, he was a great player.
Oh yeah.
As a secondary, whenever he started losing the ball or taking dumb shots or other stuff like that, you just sub Fox in. But who do we sub in now? Dennis Schroeder?
Well, once he traded Fox, Monk became your starting point guard.
Yes.
And that did not work. He's a great second-team backup point guard.
He's the spark plug that can light your second team on fire.
He's excellent in that role. And from where he was back in his Orlando Magic days when he got drafted, and as a Laker, like that's a huge step for Malik Monk to be that 6-man candidate. That is a really good role, and he's making $18 million for doing that. Like that's a really good, so I love him for what he is, but he's never going to become a bust player. He's never going to be your top 2 or 3 players. And if he is, then either he's really good or your team's bad.
I feel like that's the problem with the Kings right now. They have a bunch of players like they're going to be a really good third option. We don't have a first option.
Yeah, and so you're like, okay, you're taking a flyer. Will Kuminga be that number one option?
I know I've been saying this a few times, like on the podcast to you. We're the Atlanta Hawks right now. And I feel like you've been saying, but it's the Atlanta Hawks
of the past couple of years.
The past couple of years.
Yes.
I want to go back to the 2020-2021 season. This is my example of the Kings' Beam team run. They were the 5th seed. They were 41-31. And I don't know if it was this year or a different year where they went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes.
That's a really good year for them. That's lightning a bottle. And then the next year, they were the 8th seed. They were 43-39. Now they had more wins, yet they were a play-in team. And I don't know if they and I'm just looking record-wise right now for how there's going to be. And then the next year after that, the 2022-23 season, they were the seventh seed, 41 and 41. Average, mid. Perfect mid team. And then you go to the 2023-24 season, they were 36 and 46 and barely, or the Brooklyn Nets are actually kind of bad.
They were 10th.
They were 10th. They barely squeaked into the play in that year. Mm-hmm. And then last year, they were 40 and 42. They had a losing record, and they were 9th in the play-in. That's exactly. If that's not a more faithful indicator of how the Kings season or next few seasons are going to play out,
totally.
That is a, I wouldn't say a blueprint, but that is just the storyline that's going to happen with the Kings. Now, the problem is that the Atlanta Hawks are in the East, and we're in the West.
And the West is getting really
tough. The West is so tough because think about all of these teams that you have to compete with now. So you have the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, if you go to the top three,
yes,
top three are, in my opinion, Oklahoma City Thunder,
yes,
Denver Nuggets, and the Houston Rockets because they got Kevin Durant. Okay, so that's the top three. And then after that, you got you're looking at the Lakers with Luka Doncic.
Yes,
they're in that next tier. I don't know if the Clippers are in that next tier.
You got the Timberwolves.
Timberwolves are in that tier.
You got the Warriors. You got the Grizzlies if John Morant is actually healthy.
He might be.
Also, their entire team was decimated by injuries last year. Yeah. So if they're actually healthy, they might get above a 50-win record. And then you have the Dallas Mavericks who just added Cooper Flagg. That might be something. You also have the San Antonio Spurs. Is Victor Wembanyama going to be healthy? Is De'Aaron Fox going to be healthy? Victor Wembanyama just started
number 2 pick.
Yeah. He just went out with a bunch of Chinese monks to find himself, and he's coming back to basketball. Is he going to become like the best player in the league all of a sudden because his mind is open? Is he? I keep on hearing all this stuff about Victor Wembanyama. He's a really good player. I'm just scared of when it's all going to come together for his team.
Well, so that's
looking at all these teams, are we going to even be in the play-in? I think we're gonna have a 41 season next year.
No, I think if I was to predict right now, I'd say we're gonna win 35 games.
Okay.
And right now, if you look at offseason power rankings, we talked at the start of the show with Portland Trailblazers are number 11 and we're number 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do think there is a chance to get lightning in a bottle. Mm-hmm. We have good players. We could get to number 6 seed, I think.
I don't think we're going to get to the 6th seed. I think we're stuck in the play-in right now. And if we're not stuck in the play-in, we're stuck in the spot like the Phoenix Suns right last year. We're like, hey, I'm here too.
Yeah, it's just and they were in till the last week of the season, and then they end up 11th. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I think that's exactly where the Kings are going to be next year. Mm-hmm. So the idea of going on draft Jonathan Kuminga is, I don't know if it's going to turn into wins. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but at least you're trying something.
Please do something that isn't what you're doing right now, because right now is nothing. Yeah. There's no plan. There's no course that we're trying to go to. There's no young core that we can build around. Yeah. Because there's no number one player that you can pick out of there. Keon Ellis is a really good player. Is he ever going to be our number one player?
No.
Heck no.
No. I love Keon Ellis, and he was they gave him a qualifying offer, or they had a team option on his contract, so he's really cheap this next year. He'll be unrestricted next year. Mm-hmm. I hope we can keep him, but either way, you're like, he's not going to be your best player.
Yeah. Keegan Murray's not going to be your best player, and Malik Monk isn't going to be your best player, and Sabonis is probably your best player.
Probably right now, but he should be your second or third.
But he should be your second best player behind another person like a De'Aaron Fox. I'm still so mad about that trade. You took away my childhood. I don't know if it's Vivek Ranadive. I don't know if it's Monte McNair. One of you, I'm coming after you. That's a joke. Please, my legal team advises me not to say these things.
Yes. So that's why Jonathan Kuminga makes sense. Now, are they going to get him? Because the Warriors are playing to play hardball, and Kuminga's playing hardball, and the Kings are like, well, we like him, but we're not going to give you everything.
Yes, and I've heard from other sources and insiders there are two options right now for Kuminga that everyone has been saying. He's either going to the Kings or he's staying with the Warriors. So pick one.
So there is a sort of soft deadline of October 1st of the Warriors and Kuminga.
I just got to wait 2 months for it.
Have to decide by October 1st, is he going to sign the qualifying offer or not? Now, there is the possibility that, according to James Ham, that the two sides could push that deadline back I
have to wait 3 months for it.
I think
then.
they could push it all the way till February, according if I remember correctly from James Ham. So
I'm
you're like,
going to cause a riot.
so Kuminga Watch, if you like, there's a radio show that has a nice little thing that says Kuminga Watch day whatever, and it's like 37 or something like that we're on right now. But you're like, yeah, it could get into the 60s of this Kuminga Watch to know what's going on. Because it's probably going to get up to October 1st, somewhere at the end of September, October 1st is what like we could be talking about this for the ups and downs of, like, there was a report that came out today that the Warriors and the Kuminga sides have not talked for weeks.
Why?
So you're like, so basically all this stuff is happening in the press, and they're both leaking stuff to the press and putting their positions out in the press, but they're not actually talking. So again, we could probably talk about Kings or Niners season all into week 4 before so October 1st before we get it. Like, and also I said that deadline can be pushed back if both sides agree to push it. Yeah. So there we are. So that's the Kings offseason news. And then we signed some other second round.
The offseason news for the Kings is we're screwed. Simply put.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is what you haven't talked about is so Domantas Sabonis, was it in Rockland or Roseville? Sabonis had a camp this past weekend, and he talked to the press, I think it was Sunday. In their comments, he said basically he doesn't think the Kings are done making moves.
Okay.
Which is like, yeah, totally agree. And also we're hearing that Doug Christie is going to have a different offensive system for the Kings. Now, as a coach, I'm really interested to see what the X's and O's and what are they trying to do, because when you start talking about what the team's player has, like Sabonis is a really good player doing DHO. And if you're not maximizing him and doing that with him, then what are you doing? Like, that's his superpower. If you're not utilizing that, then you shouldn't have Sabonis. Now, he's also good at pick and roll, but his superpower is DHO. Now, DHO doesn't work with Zach LaVine. He likes to have screens. So they got to figure that out. But maybe that's what they're trying to figure out, and they're doing a slightly different scheme to make this work. The other thing, if you start thinking about it just from a coaching perspective, and I love kind of getting into this coaching aspect of things, and if you're bored about this, sorry, but this is the Father, Son, Coach, Player podcast.
You signed up for it when you clicked on the video.
Yeah, when you listen to it. So when you look into the aspect of this thing, and you're looking at, like, and this came from other people too, of looking at this, the way the NBA is going right now is a lot of threes or layups. And DeMar DeRozan, Sabonis, even Malik Monk are really good at mid-range game.
Yes.
Even De'Aaron Fox was good at the mid-range game. So if you're looking at the Kings right now, you're like Zach LaVine, Keegan Murray, Keon Ellis are your three-point shooters. And they're not all probably going to play that much together. Dennis Schroeder's decent, I would say, maybe. You know, DeRozan can shoot, but he's not a volume. Schroeder's not a volume three.
Yeah.
And so if last season, Doug Christie was saying, I wanted at least 40, maybe 50 threes a game. Now, 50 might be too much, but okay, he wants 40. Where are you getting 43s from? Unless Keegan Murray and Zach LaVine are both shooting 8 to 10 threes a game. Because, what was it, Maxine Renault and Nick Clifford are shooting your threes? Because Sabonis might shoot 2 or 3. DeMar DeRozan's probably in the 2 to 3 range.
Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder's might be 3 to 4. Okay, so what do you add? That's like 8, And so then you're like, okay, Keelan Ellis is probably shooting 4. Okay. How are you getting to 40?
Keegan Murray, you're shooting 30.
Yeah, Keegan Murray and Zach LaVine, you better shoot 10 threes a game. And that would get you up to 30, somewhere around there. And then how do you get to 40 is, how are you getting to 40? So I'm very curious to understand, like, I would love to go to a coaching clinic with Doug Christie just to understand it from a coaching perspective, how he's coaching. I would love to go meet with Doug Christie, sit down the X and O's.
Anyone there who's is media related and listening to this, please.
I would love to go to a coaching clinic with Doug Christie to understand whether it's
link us up
to do that type of thing, to understand what he's doing, to help articulate to the fans of, like, what is he doing, what's he thinking, how are we trying to do things. So that's some of the interesting things that I looked at it, and some other things like that. Anyway, so that's where we're at with season 3 of the Eastman Sport Report. We did our Kings off-season review. We might do bits and pieces of Kings until we get to September, unless there's a Kuminga trade or some other trade, because, like even Sabonis said, we're expecting moves to happen. No idea. we'll see. So thanks for listening for season 3. Is there anything else you want to say on season 3? I have one more thing. I do want to.
I've lost all hope, is what I'll say.
I would like to do a season 3 of the Eastman Sport Report, maybe some coaching video clips. We got to figure out technology, how that works once we get into the NBA season. I love doing those types of things and breaking it down. That's been my goal ever since we started the Eastman Sport Report, at the doing some video clips type of thing and coaching of, hey, this is what they're looking like they're doing. Hopefully we get to that here in season 3. Okay. So that's our fun. Thank you again for listening to Eastman Sport Report, Father, Son, Coach, Player podcast.
And we'll see you next time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Say pineapple if you made it this far in the video. Bye-bye now.
Bye.